Hey guys, Dean here. So ChatGPT is the new thing on the block. It's absolutely huge and the limitless possibilities with this AI tool are absolutely incredible, right? People are doing some crazy things with it, and I thought I'd make this video today on the best ways you can actually leverage ChatGPT to make some crazy money with Open AI. Now, the average person who's going to use this tool is just going to use it for fun, maybe for a prank, or just to type in silly and stupid things. But people with a big mindset and the brain are going to think about how they can leverage it for business purposes to spin a huge profit and make some crazy money. Because in my opinion, I think AI right now is what NFTs were last year in 2021, and this is the market sector that you need to look at to profit off and make some big money this year. And anyone who's going to look over it and avoid it is going to miss out on some serious profit. So sit back, relax, and watch this video to find out exactly how you can make some money and use ChatGPT right now for your own advantage. So I'm going to be going over a few application cases for this, and obviously how you can actually generate certain types of content with it, and then you can go out on the internet and list yourself up on websites like Fiverr and Upwork to do jobs for people to use this tool. And then also you can do client outreach over email to work for clients using this tool. So just look over some of these methods and the categories, see what applies to you the best and what would interest you the most, and put those into practice and get to work. So the first one is the ability to generate high quality and unique content for websites and blogs. So this can make you some great money in general. So we can use ChatGPT to generate completely plagiarism-free articles and blog posts about any kind of topic. So a wide range of different topics we can just plug into the chatbot, ask it to give us an output based on what we want, and then we can use that to create some high quality rich articles. And the great thing about ChatGPT is if we paste a series of tags into the bot and we also command it to take into consideration SEO practices, so good search engine optimization, we can actually tell it to keep that in mind when writing the article. And we can also tell it to have a certain kind of tone when writing the text. So we can tell it to sound professional, we could tell it to sound like a certain public figure, we could tell it to appeal to a certain demographic, and it will write the article based on your inputs. So the smarter you are and the more inputs you give it, the better the actual outcome of the content it's going to output is going to be. So you could create a niche website, I'm talking about maybe on WordPress or a self-hosted website, and you can write content pertaining to that niche using ChatGPT and make it completely plagiarism free. Another layer that you can actually do as well, if you're kind of worried about how this works, is you can also use the paraphrase tool online, which also uses AI. For an example, Quillbot is probably the smartest and best for this, and then you can paste the article from ChatGPT into Quillbot and it'll rewrite it again for you in case you have any concerns about plagiarism. So you can leverage these two tools to write some really rich content for you without even lifting a finger. All you need to do is feed it a little bit of information, a bunch of keywords, and the tone in which you want the article to be based on and sound like, and it'll output you with a really well written piece of text. I'd recommend writing high quality articles based on a certain niche of your website, which your audience is going to find of value, or upon evergreen topics which are never going to run out of fashion, which is going to make your website or your blog have high perceived value over a long period of time. You can then also use things like Google Ads or different ad plugins to then monetize your website, and you can just have this content train that lets you create content frequently throughout every single day with minimal effort and keep posting on your website and growing it. And then the next one is writing high quality product descriptions. So anyone who follows me on this channel knows that I'm pretty crazy about dropshipping and e-commerce, and a lot of you guys are subscribed to me strictly for the purpose of getting advice on how to run a successful dropshipping store and how to get good with e-commerce. So you know that I had to feature a few things in this guide for you guys who are doing dropshipping. With a dropshipping store or some kind of e-commerce brand, I'd recommend leveraging ChatGPT to write some really high quality, high converting product descriptions, because it really has the power to do this. And since ChatGPT is really smart, it will create some really engaging and convincing copy for you, which you can use on your descriptions. For my current store, which I have, I wrote a product description which was quite engaging. It took me a few days to actually get this high quality text written and take into consideration all of the marketing practices which I'd self-taught myself over months of work. But when I put it into ChatGPT, it generated me a product description which was actually just as good, if not better than mine, in literally seconds. So this bot is basically allowing you to do things without even learning the skill set, so take advantage of that. You can use this for your product page descriptions, you can use this for your landing page or your general funnel to actually increase the conversion rate and engage people with high quality copy which is written to drive sales. So this is a crazy opportunity, not just with free TikTok marketing right now, but also the fact that you don't even need to learn copywriting because you can just use ChatGPT to write things for you. So don't skip over this advantage because it's going to make you more sales. Another one which is particularly great is creating virtual assistants. So this is actually really useful for e-commerce and dropshipping stores too. It's basically generating a series series of different professional support emails and messages, which are going to be sent to your customers automatically. So these messages you're going to generate are designed to feed into your customer support software. So if you have some kind of app on Shopify that lets you do automatic customer support, for an example, I use Tidio, which is an automatic chatbot. So you can program this AI chatbot to do this as well. And you want to use ChatGPT to generate a series of emails or customer support replies, which then you can actually make your bot on Shopify actually send to your customers automatically. And because ChatGPT is so smart, you can basically command it to write engaging, thoughtful, sympathetic, or empathetic emails and customer replies that are going to make the customers actually feel heard and understood. And it's going to help you prevent certain returns and refunds and offer support and show the customer that your brand actually cares about them, but you're not actually going to even be writing the emails or the customer responses. So this is a really smart way to do it. And when you're not able to do your customer support, maybe you don't have the time or you're working, maybe you're running the store completely by yourself, then they're going to think they're receiving great customer support when you're not even there to reply. So I'd recommend to set up some kind of chatbot. Like I recommend Tidio is probably the best because that's an AI based one as well, and use ChatGPT to generate customer support replies, customer emails, and then feed them to your software that will automatically send these. The next one is writing social media posts. So ChatGPT is very smart and it's used data over a series of a few different years to actually kind of recognize certain social cues. Now, it's not extremely smart in terms of social awareness, but it's very smart in writing things, and it can also seem very affectionate, like I mentioned in the previous point. So we can also use this for social media posts, especially when we're trying to create engaging marketing things. So we can generate unique or engaging hooking captions, which we can use to post with our TikToks, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. Or particularly what I like best is you can use ChatGPT to generate unique tweets. So tweets which seem very sophisticated and smart. You could also generate a series of quotes with ChatGPT to then share on your Twitter every single day. So you can create some pretty engaging social media posts just using ChatGPT's prompts. Then we have generating and creating powerful email marketing funnels and also campaigns. So ChatGPT will literally let you create high gravity emails that actually convert, and you can also prompt it to have a call to action and also have rich content within the body of the email. So anyone who has an email list who's been gathering or scraping a series of emails through their funnel in their business, who is smart, will use ChatGPT to automate their weekly or monthly subscription-based email service. So if someone's receiving free content on their email from you every single week or month, and you're providing them with high quality content, just like a blog article or advice based on your niche, you can generate all of this content with ChatGPT and then make emails that will automatically send every single week or month based on free content you've already generated to give the recipient or the subscriber or your followers really useful and valuable information which you didn't actually have to write. So it's saving you so much time on the content creation pipeline, and all you need to do is just set up an automated series of emails to send through. So you can do email marketing completely on autopilot if you're using an email software to also automate this. All you have to do is just set up a few different emails based on what you've generated with ChatGPT and send them out on a bi-weekly basis. The next one is to generate video or podcast scripts. So what I'm talking about is that you can generate a pretty good script outline with ChatGPT. It'll give you headings, it'll give you prompts on what to include in the certain topics of your script or your video, and also tell you the description about each topic you have to do. And in most cases, you can also generate a pretty good short script entirely from nothing. Now, if you're very smart with this, I'm not going to give away all my secrets because I am using this actively for this purpose right now, but you can feed in things like links or certain information into it to make it smarter and output a better script or a better piece of written material, which you can then use for a video. So depending on how clever you are and how smart you are with your inputs, you can also teach ChatGPT to actually create better content for you as well based on a certain input that you provide for it. Now, ChatGPT currently uses data from 2021 and before. I think soon it will obviously have 2022 data because the year's now come to a close. But because of this, if you want it to write something on a topic that's new or a new public person or figure which didn't really come into popularity before 2022, then you need to be clever and provide ChatGPT with some kind of information about that person or some kind of input. So if you learn about this, you can create content on current trends with ChatGPT as well, which people don't actually know about. You can get a series of headings and topics, and also, like I said before, ChatGPT will write this script in any kind of tone that you want it to. It can write it in a tone that sounds professional, a tone that sounds friendly, or a tone which sounds aggressive, for an example. Or you could even write a script based on the tone of Donald Trump. You could literally make it sound like any kind of celebrity or high profile figure. The AI is so smart. And the reason I say podcast is because if you have a sponsorship on your podcast and someone's paying you to plug their company and their services, you can tell ChatGPT to write you a professional script advertising their brand or their company, which sounds professional for your sponsorship segment. All you need to do is, in your input, tell ChatGPT about the brand and what it offers, and to write an engaging commentary about it. The next one is write ebooks. Now, I've talked about how clever ChatGPT is in terms of its content it can generate, but this is just another application that we can apply ChatGPT's fundamentals to spin a huge profit. So people have been selling digital products online for a long time, as is with the case with ebooks, which have always been pretty popular, right? Depending on the value that they obviously provide. And we also have Amazon Kindle or Amazon KDP, which is also a really extremely popular service that we can sell these ebooks on. So we can either sell them on our website, we can sell them on Amazon Kindle, and sell them on other platforms online too, like Barnes & Noble. Now with ChatGPT, we can generate content for individual chapters, which we can then use to build up an ebook. Okay, so we can basically generate enough content over a period of inputs, which we can then create a whole ebook with. So let's just say I wanted to create a health and fitness ebook on a really good diet, a really good workout plan to share to my followers to get them in good shape. What I could do is I could tell ChatGPT to give me a tailored diet based on my height and weight. I could then also request it to give me a workout plan based on, let's say I wanted to grow my shoulders or get bigger biceps, for an example. I could tell it to give me a plan tailored around that, and then all that information I could use to create my own workout plan. Okay, so you can create a digital product based on knowledge which you might not even have. Now in this case, I obviously have knowledge on this subject, but I could then use it to learn about something I have no clue about as well. I could learn about a different language like Latin, which I can't even speak, and make a book on how you can learn Latin. It's just absolutely crazy. And then I can use that to resell this book online to then get passive income based on the sales from the book. And I barely put any effort in to actually research and write it, which is kind of scary. This is the same for every single category and niche, and it's just really powerful to completely streamline that digital content creation pipeline and expedite the process. The next one is to use it to write essays and also use it to write research papers. Now, ChatGPT has already been leveraged by certain kids in some cases and students who want to just use it to quickly write essays, because there's a quote that I think Neil deGrasse Tyson said where he said that most people put value on the actual reward of the exam or the exam grade rather than the skill set that you'll get from actually studying for the exam. What this means, because he put it in different words, I wasn't directly quoting him, is people put more emphasis on actually getting the grade than actually learning the skills to get the grade, which is why people cheat. Okay, his point was that people cheat because they want the grade rather than the skills for the grade, because there's more emphasis on the actual grade, especially when you're getting hired, right? So it's the same case with using something like ChatGPT to cheat to write essays for you or to write your homework for you, which you can do if you don't have the morals for that. But the reason I recommend not to do it is you want to still learn the skills, right? Since ChatGPT is so powerful that it can write essays and rich content for things like this or even research papers, there's actually already an AI that's been written by a student to counteract articles written by AI, so it claims to basically distinguish if you've written something with ChatGPT. But of course, if you know methods on how to get around this, then you can do that, but I'm not going to teach you how to do that because I don't want you to cheat on your exams, because I don't promote doing that, okay? But of course, there's ways to get around these AIs that claim that they can tell if you've generated something on ChatGPT. There's so many different ways to rehash or rewrite your content, there's no way you can always certainly detect it. But with ChatGPT, you can write essays, and I'm not talking about school essays because, like I said before, I don't want you to cheat. But I'm talking about essays for other things, essays for videos, essays just to share online, or also research papers about popular things that you're actually interested in. And as with the case with research papers, you could use ChatGPT when you already have the knowledge to do so. So you could give it an input based on your own research about a topic, and then you could tell ChatGPT to condense it and rewrite it in a more professional and structured way to actually write something based on what you've actually already given it. Because you don't actually need to use ChatGPT just to scrape information from the web and write things for you. You can actually also use it to rewrite things for you that you've already taken the time to write, but maybe you want to write it in a more professional, legible and readable format with better connectives and adjectives and just better vocabulary and words, which you may not actually have right now in your head, right? Then we can use ChatGPT to create and edit resumes, cover letters, and also job application material for that process. So this can help to create and automate material pertaining pertaining to the job application process as an employee, or if you're hired as an employee who's accepting job applicants, you can use this to make your job and your life much easier, or make the recruitment for your company a much easier process. Or if you're applying for a job interview, you could ask ChatGPT what are the best questions to actually ask my employer or my potential hirer to actually then get the job. Okay, so you can use it for so many ways to hire people and also get hired. For the hiring process, we could ask ChatGPT, tell me the best questions to ask people who want to apply for a job in my field. So I could say, give me questions to ask someone who wants me to hire them for an electric engineering job. And it will give me a series of questions which I can ask those people. And if they answer them well, then I could think about actually hiring them. So these are the kind of things that I'm talking about. The next one is to generate and analyze data. So we can actually use the bot of ChatGPT to actually analyze pre-existing data that we already have, which we've entered in real time in order to actually assist in analyzing it. This is great for business or research purposes in these types of institutions which want to kind of give a review or condense information they already have. So this is the same in the case of what I mentioned earlier. I could copy and paste a huge block of data, and I could tell ChatGPT to consolidate it and make the data more compact and paste it into a series of bullet points which are easy for me to look over later. And the last one I'm going to mention is language and translation services. So not many people actually know this because they're already busy typing in silly things or looking at some of the other areas I've covered in this video. But if you didn't know this, basically ChatGPT actually has a range or a series of built-in language features in the software. So what does this mean? Well, this means that we can actually use ChatGPT as a translator just like we can with Google. So we can actively use it to translate text from one language into another language, something that you actively get paid for as a real-world translator. So you can then provide translation services online, which is potentially better than just using Google Translate, and actually get paid for doing so. So I could translate something in English into like medieval Latin or just something like that, okay? Maybe that doesn't make any sense, but you get the idea. Pretty revolutionary and groundbreaking stuff. And that's how you can make money with ChatGPT using the revolutionary software of Open AI. If you want to leave any questions in the comments below on how you can apply some of these to make some money, I'll be interested to answer your questions as soon as possible, but make sure you like and subscribe, because if you leave me a comment, I can tell who's subscribed because it tells me on YouTube. So if you want me to help you out, make sure you subscribe first, and I'll see you real soon.